choosing is hard. Welcome to MojoTravels, and today we're going head-to-head with Florida and California to see which state reigns supreme for travelers. Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to MojoTravels and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. In this video, we pit these two astonishingly diverse and amazing destinations against each other to see which takes the tourism crown. Round 1, Weather and Climate. Florida is a pretty long and narrow state, and as such, the climate is far from homogeneous. Roughly the top 80 to 90% of the state is considered to be a humid subtropical climate, which translates to hot, humid summers and relatively mild winters. At the state's southernmost point, however, you're looking at a tropical climate. For much of the year, in both the tropical and subtropical areas, Florida is characterized by beautifully hot weather, though some would argue that because of the humidity factor, it sometimes verges in the realm of stifling. Either way, it more than earns its moniker the Sunshine State. Unfortunately, for all its gorgeous sunny days, Florida also leads the nation in thunderstorms. You also need to consider hurricane season, which runs from June 1st to the end of November. Like Florida, California is known for its sun and heat. Whereas Florida's humidex is often off the charts, California weather is defined by its dry heat, which most would agree makes it far more manageable. Of course, the rising incidence of uncontrolled wildfires is a huge concern. With that being said, because of its unique geography, California has an incredible variety of climates. It's called the Golden State, but it could also be called the land of microclimates. In the southeastern portion of the state, you find hot deserts, while the highest mountain peaks fall under the classification of subarctic and tundra. What makes California so appealing is its Mediterranean coastal climate, which brings hot, dry summers and mild, wet winters. Florida and California are gorgeous and welcoming, both winter and summer. This is a competition, however, and so we give the first round to drier California. Round 2, Tourist Attractions. Florida's home to arguably the single most popular theme park on the planet, Disney World. While we could go on and on about the happiest place on Earth, we also need to bring up its biggest competitor, Universal Studios, which boasts its own collection of world-class rides and experiences. The thing is, Florida isn't just the amusement park capital of America, it's also home to must-visit experiences like the Kennedy Space Center, which offers an unparalleled immersive and educational crash course in all things space travel. Add to that the Salvador Dali Museum and historic sites like Dry Tortugas National Park, as well as the Edison and Ford Winter Estates, and you've got one jam-packed vacation. Disney World might be bigger and more impressive, but California is home to the very Walt Disney's first theme park, Disneyland, which continues to impress. California is also home to one of the country's most iconic and recognizable structures, the Golden Gate Bridge. Heading further south into the Los Angeles area, you've got a whole slew of memorable sights and attractions. Lovers of all things Hollywood will want to check out the Walk of Fame and the TCL Chinese Theater. Of course, no trip to LA is complete without a few pics of the Hollywood sign. For those with a passion for the arts, we highly recommend a trip to Hearst Castle. California has a ton to offer, but in terms of touristy attractions, Florida takes the round to tie it up. Round 3, Food and Drink. In Florida, you won't be short on distinctive local dishes to try, with each region of the state offering up something unique. In the ever-evolving culinary landscape of Jacksonville, biscuits and gravy are a must-try. Their barbecue game is similarly on point. As you head further south and hug the coastline, seafood becomes increasingly more prominent and succulent, but don't miss the gator bites along the way. In Miami, Cuban influence can be tasted in every bite, and whether you're a fan or not, you simply must get a slice of key lime pie from the state that made it famous. California is, of course, a winemaking and brewing mecca. Bars trading in craft beer along the California coast offer amazing local pints, but we also need to talk food. Being so close to Mexico, Southern California does its neighbors to the south proud, from the countless little taco stands to the more elevated fare of LA's broken Spanish. Cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and San Diego are so multicultural and boast such strong food culture that it's really an international buffet firing on all cylinders. Of course, it's not a trip to the Golden State without everyone's favorite guilty pleasure, In-N-Out Burger. Florida undeniably has a lot to offer the wandering foodie, but it simply can't compete with the sheer variety of unforgettable dishes being produced in California. Round 4, Beaches. Few beach destinations anywhere satisfy quite like those that dot the Florida coast. When people think of the quintessential American beach, it's most likely Miami's South Beach that comes to mind. Of course, you don't need to head to the southernmost portion of Florida to get your fill of sand and sun. Cocoa Beach, close to Orlando, is a slice of beach town paradise in its own right. But what really makes Florida such an incredible beach destination, apart from the great weather of course, is the existence of the Florida Keys. Key West, Key Biscayne, Key Largo, there are tons of beaches to choose from. This is America's very own tropical getaway. The California coast is widely considered to be among the most beautiful drives in the world. A road trip along the Pacific Coast Highway is something that everyone should do at least once in their lifetime, taking turns as to who sits passenger seat so everyone gets the chance to appreciate the views. There are so many: Orange County's Laguna Beach, Coronado Beach, El Matador in Malibu, Santa Monica, and of course, who could forget the iconic Venice Beach? Perhaps most importantly, however, is the ample opportunity for surfing offered along the California coast, with waves for surfers of all skill levels. You know what? When it comes to the perfect beach vacation, both of these destinations get the job done and more. To pick a winner this round simply wouldn't feel right. We're calling this one a tie. Round 5, Diversity of Experiences. As we've noted, if you've got kids, it's pretty much a guarantee that you'll be spending time exploring Florida's theme parks. Yet Florida has so much more to offer. Snorkeling at Dry Tortugas National Park will give you an entirely new appreciation for ocean life, as will the wildlife experiences with tortoises and wolves at Lowry Park Zoo and the Seacrest Wolf Preserve. Perhaps one of the most unique experiences to be had in Florida is exploring the Everglades, be it on an airboat or along the walking paths of the Everglades National Park. Orlando, Miami, and the Keys are the major draws, but California as a whole is just waiting to be discovered, like historic St. Augustine or North Florida's Apalachicola, an underrated seafood haven. What it lacks in traditional man-made attractions relative to Florida, it more than makes up for with an abundance of incredible unique natural spaces. Death Valley National Park is among the most inhospitably dry and desolate places on Earth, but it makes for an absolutely fascinating visit. Even more remarkable, however, is the fact that it exists within the same state as the giant redwoods and sequoias of Big Sur, which are quite frankly surreal. Next, consider Joshua Tree and Yosemite National Parks. Depending on how you choose to approach it, a California vacation can take on a huge variety of different forms. This is another one, but when it comes to variety, California is among the most compelling destinations in the US. So Cali takes the round and the competition. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MojoTravels and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.